Dear residents of Kiryat Arba in Hebron, beloved and courageous, on this eve of the holy Shabbat of Parshat Shemot, we begin a new book, the book of Shemot, with joy and success. In our portion, we read about the people of Israel who are becoming a nation within Egypt. And Moses, our teacher, is becoming a leader. When Moses grows up and begins his life, he is cast into the river, and then Pharaoh's daughter takes him and raises him in Pharaoh's house. Why does Moses, the leader of our nation, need to grow up in Pharaoh's house? Ibn Ezra explains that there is divine providence at work here. That Moses grew up in Pharaoh's house, so he wouldn't develop the mindset of a slave, nor grow up with royalty. Moses grew into a leader with confidence in his ability to influence and change the world. Then Moses leaves the palace, and the Torah begins the story of Moses with 3 altercations. In all 3, Moses essentially, he doesn't step in, not his issue. Still, in each case, Moses steps in to act. On the first day, he sees an Egyptian man striking a Hebrew slave. Moses kills the Egyptian and hides him in the sand. The next day, he sees 2 Hebrew men fighting and says to the wrongdoer, "Why are you striking your fellow?" Then Pharaoh wants to kill Moses, so Moses flees to Midian. In Midian, he sees the daughters of Jethro. When he sees them being harassed, he goes and saves them. Why does Moses repeatedly involve himself in conflicts that aren't his, which complicate his life? Says the Maharal, Tiferet Yisrael, chapter 10, section 1. Moses, our teacher, had a nature of settling. A righteous person is not just someone who sits in judgment and deliberates over others. Righteousness burns within him when he sees injustice. He cannot remain silent. He must act. He must save. He must correct. From this, we learn 2 very strong qualities that are required of us as a people. And for each one of us. First and foremost, self-confidence in our ability to make a change. After 2,000 years of exile, the mindset of servitude has deeply settled within the Jewish people. However, the Jewish people are gradually adopting qualities of sovereignty and self-confidence. We have a voice, leadership, and the ability to lead and make changes. The second point is that where there is injustice, we must act and correct it, not expect others to do it for us. We should be driven by integrity so that, with God's help, we may achieve great and righteous leadership and bring about great salvation for the Jewish people. Shabbat Shalom, and be blessed.